The three DJs for my ultimate lineup, I think, would be Marcus Schulz. Known him for years, good friend and an amazing DJ. Has a little bit different style than myself. Gareth Emery, he's been around for years, but lately really been up and coming with his massive productions. And right now, I think Arty from Russia. I think he's an amazing talent. Has a really different sound and brought a lot of new energy to the trance scene. So really great. I have many musical influences. I think my biggest inspiration was Ben Liebrand from the Netherlands. He started mixing two records together when it was still normal to talk in between two records. It sounds silly now, but in 1974 they used to talk between two tunes and then start the next one, you know, and mixing made it all different and gave a flow to a night, and you know, really was inspiring. I really got into DJing myself because I was wondering how he was doing that, you know, how he was combining two tunes. And I thought it was really inspiring how he did it. So yeah, he's a big inspiration for me. And I'm inspired by, you know, not necessarily a person or a group, but more like a sound of a certain age, like Jean-Michel Jarre, Klaus Schulze, Tomita, but then also rock bands like Pink Floyd, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Genesis, you name it. Any music that's hot. I mean, right now I'm listening to Kanye West, Avril Lavigne, Adele, everything that, not so much because I like this music, but more because I'm interested why a certain crowd likes this music, and I want to understand the trick that they're using to entertain the crowd. You know, as a DJ, I think it's about understanding music before you actually like it. So that's what I do. I think I wouldn't necessarily go for looks. I would go for smart and people I really admire. Maybe Nelson Mandela, who's done so much for the freedom in South Africa. Maybe Ben Liebrand, a Dutch DJ producer who has inspired a lot of Dutch DJs to become what they are today. I mean, I think I would be a lawyer now if it wasn't for him. The third, I think it's Alicia Cuthbert. It's that girl from 24, you know, the daughter of Jack Bauer. She's hot. She's on my wish list. No. I have a few guilty pleasures, yes. I have a game room in my house. This is what I always promised myself. You know, once I got the house and the car and everything's done, everything's set, and I've paid everything off, I want to have a room just for myself in which I have all the video consoles and all the games that I can, because I'm a gaming nerd. I love to. I'm not very good at it actually, but I go up in my room and I completely shut off and then enjoy myself with my Xbox, my PlayStation, my Wii, and I have a couple of other consoles like a Sega and an Atari, really vintage stuff, and I just enjoy it so much sitting there with friends, or I bought a 3D TV, was sitting there with these silly glasses, but it's really, really great, and I spend too much time there anyway. It's like asking her mom what her favorite child is. It's really hard to say. I mean, obviously there's a few tracks that have helped me in my career. I would have to mention Blue Fear, Communication, Sound of Goodbye, In and Out of Love, Going Wrong, Not Giving Up on Love. Those are the tunes that really helped my career a lot. A couple of the tracks that I'm most proud of, I would say my Faithless remix, my remix for BT, Mirage, the opening track from my new album, Take a Moment is a personal Virtual Friend. It's a track on my last album, which I personally really love because I wrote the lyrics to that track together with Guy Chambers. So it was, it was a really special thing to do. Burn with Desire has meant a lot. It's hard to choose. Do I remember my first time at Colors? I've played many times at Colors Fest. I I've always been very, very surprised about the Scottish crowd, especially with the colours, because they're just so up for it. And I know that you get this probably from many DJs telling you the same thing in many interviews around the world, but I'm serious when I say this. There's a couple of crowds that just make it so much fun to be there. And I'm here tonight at Brayhead, and I'm gonna play here tonight in a gig, and I already looked at the crowd, and it's 10 o'clock, and they were completely ready for it, already jumping up and down, having t-shirts. It's something special than sometimes, I don't mention countries or cities, but sometimes you have crowds that are a little bit more snobbish, and they're like waiting for the room to explode when you come on stage before they put their hands in the air. The Scottish make it a lot more easy and a lot more fun, I think, in general, and it's definitely one of the best countries to play at. I think John Lennon. He's a difficult person, but a very inspiring guy. To make the crowd even more interesting, I would say maybe Keith Richards, because I've just read his book Life, and it was very, very much fun to read. And then maybe I don't know, Hans Zimmer, maybe the classical composer who does a lot of scoring for movies, and I'm so interested in how he works, and he's been a big inspiration for me. I think those three would learn me a lot about songwriting and scoring in general. Well, there's one DJ hero in particular that I have to mention again. It's just Dutch master mixer Ben Liebrand, who taught me everything and is one of the reasons why I'm sitting here today. Well, actually, there's two locations on the planet which are hardest for organizing guest lists for our friends or people that I want to invite, and it's Miami and Ibiza. There's always drama there. There's drama with payments, drama with lineups, dramas with pickup, dramas with full hotels. Oh, sir, we don't have a reservation under your name. Or, no, you're not supposed to play at 3, you're supposed to play at 5. Why are you here at 2? It is the same thing with Miami and Ibiza, but I think the first time I came to Ibiza, I really didn't like it because I was so hyped up about it, and I didn't really understand what was the hype about. It took me about 5 years to completely fall in love with Ibiza and to really understand what it's so special about. And I celebrate a lot of my holidays there now. I know the sweet spots. I know the restaurants where you need to go. I know the beaches that you need to go, and I know the beaches you have to avoid. I know the cities you have to avoid, or the places that you can better not be when it's 11 or 12 at night. So I have to say Ibiza because I spent so much time there during the summer. Future plans include becoming a father in July. My wife's expecting her first, so that's really exciting. I've just finished the Mirage album, and I'm still touring to promote the album with the Armin Only show. So I'm going to go to Moscow, Bratislava, and then after the summer I'll be doing like 7 or 8 dates. These are really big shows. I'm thinking about doing a new compilation called Universal Religion Part 5. I'm currently touring to promote A State of Trance 2011. I've just celebrated 500 episodes of my radio show with 5 events on 5 continents during 5 weeks with all live radio broadcasts. Started in Johannesburg, Miami, then Buenos Aires, the Netherlands, and then we ended in Sydney last weekend. It was really great to do so. We're already preparing for the events for next year for 550. And then for the rest, I'll be finishing some collaborations. I've just done a new track with Ferry Corsten for his album. Maybe going to work with some other really interesting artists. And I've already started working on my new album, the follow-up to Mirage, which will be my 5th artist album.